we live in a time where opera is a very expensive art form. And it's expensive not because the artists ask too much money, but because you need, before the curtain opens, regularly about 200 people to perform. So it's an expensive art form. I think it's very important that opera houses collaborate together. But if it must be not the hiring of sets, it must be really people who sit together, who has thought what we would play, how we would do it, and then share costs for a new production. It must be projects, really artistic projects. We never work, oh, I do an Aida, do you share the production costs with me? That's not the point. It's about special projects you would not do maybe alone. So we had now a project on a Polish Jewish composer, Weinberg, not known at all, who fled to Russia, to the Stalin Russia. There he was again forbidden. And this work was discovered by David Pontney from the Bregenz Festival. And he called me up and he called up John. So we make there a great co-production also with the Polish opera together. What will be a piece, what will be a discovery for the public. But as it's new and so it will be expensive, we wanted to share it. I would say in London at the moment, I rather come to ENO at the moment as to Royal Opera House, because a lot happens in the ENO. It's new, it's a young public, you go outside of the Coliseum, you go to the Young Vic. So that's interests me in opera. So I would say the last years I'm fascinated by the work what happens here with a rather small budget, but with enormous effective, and a theater where it's not only about big stars. It's a theater about composers, about music, about our time, where people, yeah, when they look to a performance, yeah, they are fascinated, they have emotions. I don't know, English critics, who are very old-fashioned, if I may say, they don't like this always, but we don't care. What we care about is that we are full, that the public is coming, and therefore I'm very happy to work with ENO, and I worked with them already in Paris, and I will work together now in Madrid, where I go very soon, what is a beautiful theater. And in Madrid too, it's like in London, you have, in a certain way, a more old-fashioned public, but this public interests me too. I want to convince them, and a younger public. People who would never have thought of coming in the opera. This morning, when I came to London with Eurostar from Paris, a younger man, 30, came to me and said, oh, I'm so happy to see you. I never went to the opera, but you created the €5 tickets every night. So I went there, and now I'm a great opera lover. That's what makes me the most pleasure. And I think that you do the same here in ENO for a young public, and that's the reason why we collaborate together.